Good evening, guys. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Tuesday evening, March 11th, 2025. We're approaching the halfway point of the month. And so it was good to be outside today. Beautiful sunny weather. I know Bobcats baseball and softball had their games today, and it was a beautiful day for those athletic events. And also for me, playing pickleball for the first time in months. I had not played since, I want to say it was probably at least September, October ish, I think. But anyway, so welcome here. And I know it's a little bit early here, and I think we're going to have some more people hopping on here. So, as I mentioned last week, and I want to thank those who were able to watch the stream. It was archived, and I was able to fix, by the way, we're streaming on both Facebook and YouTube. Still working on the TikTok aspect a little bit, but still, though, streaming on both platforms. And welcome if this is your first time here. So I wanted to mention for those of you that are new, I am not a licensed meteorologist. I'm a storm spotter. I've also done severe weather coverage in radio and also on YouTube and Facebook. You guys remember that from last year. And I mentioned in my last stream about a week ago that March is the gateway month for severe weather, for strong to severe weather to be kind of on the rise, so to speak. And for those of you that may have been seeing the updates from the National Weather Service in Paducah, along with the Storm Prediction Center, it looks like, and I'm going to go with the old saying of March is known for March Madness in college basketball, but on the weather side, it can be like a roaring lion. And in this case, March is going to be like a roaring lion later on this week. Understand that it's only a few days out. There are still some details that I think there's still a few more questions regarding it, but confidence is growing that we will likely see perhaps in quite a while, at least been month. Well, we did have a storm, I think it was last week and a half ago. It's back when the Mules were playing regionals, Mules basketball, that we had that one cell moved to the south of us and caused a severe thunderstorm warning for Wabash County. But this one looks to be more of a widespread event. If you guys have any questions, I've got the live chat open here. And I know there's Facebook and YouTube. So any questions at all regarding the severe weather event that's being forecast for Friday, go ahead and type it in the live chat, and I'll answer any questions that you may have. But let's go ahead and jump into some slides. I want to go ahead and say also that these slides are from the National Weather Service in Paducah. You can check them out on Facebook. You can check them out on their website. There's all kinds of good information on there, and even some Storm Prediction Center information. And I want to read to you, this is the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center, and I have my laptop right here in front of me, and I'm just going to read off of this. So this is day 4 from the SPC, and I want to mention here, let me go ahead and pull up a slide here. Give me a moment here to find the slide that we're going to be talking about here regarding the severe weather, and I thought I had that slide up there. It looks like I do not. But let me go ahead here and just read off the information here for you. An intense spring storm system will deliver a multi-day severe weather episode to portions of the central and eastern U.S. beginning Friday and continuing through the weekend. All severe thunderstorm hazards are expected, including widespread damaging winds, tornadoes, and in parentheses, some strong and large hail. On Friday, an intense upper cyclone is forecast to deepen as it tracks northeast across the southern central plains to the upper Midwest. An intense jet streak greater than 100 knots at 500 millibars will overspread the Ozarks and mid-Mississippi Valley during the afternoon into the overnight hours. Likewise, a low-level jet will intensify Friday night to 65 plus knots. As intense surface cyclogenesis occurs, southerly low-level flow will transport modest moisture as far north as eastern Iowa, southeast Minnesota, and southern Wisconsin. Deeper boundary layer moisture will remain focused southward from the mid-south toward the lower Mississippi Valley, central Gulf Coast. Nevertheless, strongly forced convection within intense deep layer flow will pose a widespread risk for severe, potentially significant severe thunderstorm winds and tornadoes from late afternoon into the overnight hours across a large area centered in the mid-lower Mississippi Valley vicinity. We look at the weather forecast here for Friday, mostly sunny, high of 75. Winds could gust as high as 30 miles per hour, but then Friday night, showers and a storm possibly before 1 a.m., then a chance of showers and storms after 1 during the overnight, low at 57. Breezy, winds could gust as high as 34 miles per hour, and a chance of rain and storms, 100%. So that is the outlook for Friday. Again, if you guys have any questions, post on the live chat, or you want to say hello, that's fine. I'll say hello to you back. So that is the situation. That's what the Storm Prediction Center posted, and that was the forecast I was reading for the Fairfield area. Let's go ahead and go to some slides. So this was released by the National Weather Service in Paducah, actually today. And as you can see, we do have the timing of this. So late Friday night into early morning Saturday. And as you can see on the left, that includes Wayne and surrounding counties. And so this is where we got to focus on late Friday into Saturday early morning. And then by Saturday, we're no longer in the bullseye as that storm system will go past us. But obviously Friday evening into the nighttime hours, that is what we're going to have to keep an eye on weather-wise. Let's go ahead and pull up another slide here. And speaking of severe weather, since it is that time of year, I want to go ahead and mention about severe thunderstorm safety, because with this event coming up in a few days, so hail greater than 1 inch, winds greater than 58 miles per hour, go inside a sturdy building or the lowest floor and away from windows. And again, as I mentioned before, all this is from the National Weather Service in Paducah's site. You can find it on their social media channels, on their Facebook page, also on their website. Storm Prediction Center also has information on this as well. Tornadoes and road safety, and what to do in the event that a tornado warning is issued. And again, for those of you that may be traveling, for those of you that may be at home, what to do. Get off the road. If you're on the road, try to find a place, a designated shelter, basement, or safe room. Try to find a hallway. Mobile homes, get out of your mobile home, find a place. And this is also where, too, regarding tornadoes, this is also where your severe weather safety plan, if you happen to have one with the severe weather threat for Friday, be good to review that, be good to check it. Also, in the case of a tornado warning, make sure you put on a football helmet, motorcycle helmet, something that protects your head, because a lot of the deaths from tornadic storms, from tornadoes, occur to a blunt force trauma in the head. So make sure that you have like that motorcycle, bike helmet, something that protects your head from the debris. Also, make sure you get to a basement, lowest floor of a sturdy building. If you happen to be traveling, try to get in a ditch. Just something. Do not go underneath an overpass. Do not do that. Do not do that at all whatsoever. So, but again, that is just some information about tornadoes and road safety. This is one that I haven't really talked about as much here, as I know that like the counties have been doing the testing of the storm sirens. And so, as you can see right there, the tornado sirens outdoor warning sirens. That's what they're used for, is outdoors. And if you happen to live nearby, you might be able to hear one. But again, it's just more like for those who are outdoors. And so, something to note there about the sirens and what they're used for. I will tell you, based on my experience with storm sirens, I remember April 21st, 2002, when the F3 tornado was on the ground. And I remember that I was home at the time with my folks. We lived not far away from a storm siren. First of all, I just remember seeing the storms coming in and turned on the TV. And for those of you that remember back in the old days, 20 years ago, when you'd be watching the Weather Channel and then you'd have that bulletin, like the red screen, the white font, the white lettering, and you hear those loud beeps, like it would just like wake you up. And it was just like, ah. And then that was one of the red flags that day. And then the next red flag was actually the storm siren. Hearing that go off, all right, sounds pretty legitimate. So I just want to say that again, have multiple ways to receive warnings, have multiple ways to receive severe weather updates and information. So I wanted to go ahead and bring your attention about the storm sirens there again, just something to keep in mind about as we get deeper, as we begin our severe weather coverage, begin our severe weather season, and as we continue along there in the months ahead, days and months ahead. And one more thing I'd like to point out here. Here in Wayne County, the National Weather Service in Paducah is the office for us, along with Edwards and Wabash and Jefferson and Hamilton and White counties. For Clay, Richland, and Lawrence, that would be the NWS in Lincoln. For Marion County and Salem, that would be the National Weather Service office in St. Louis. I will tell you though, I always, when it comes to storm tracking, I always look ahead to see, like what I look at the radar sites, and it kind of helps me out in advance of where the storm is heading, where's the line coming, and all that. So it's really helped me out over the years by using those other radar sites. And so I just want to go ahead and bring that to your attention. So if anyone has any questions for me, go ahead and speak up here. I'm just on here right now. Let me go ahead and do this here real quick as I change a slide. One thing to note here before the severe weather are the winds. And the winds, it's going to be blowing here, folks. In fact, I was looking at this here. This is what I was trying to find earlier. Mount Vernon, Illinois, for Friday, 56% chance of wind gust over 40 miles per hour. So it is going to be blustery out there Friday. It's not just the storm. It's not just the storms that are forecast here, but you're going to have some breezy conditions. So if you have any items outdoors, like outdoor decor, any items at all that maybe like they're lightweight, they want to get them inside, at least before Friday, before this severe weather hits. One thing I want to go ahead and pull back up here, and it was kind of hard for me to see this here, and I'm sorry if I forgot to mention here. I'm going to go back to one of the slides here about the severe risks for those of you that just tuned in. So late Friday night to Saturday early morning, Friday night severe risk, damaging wind gusts, tornadoes, strong winds outside of thunderstorms of 40 to 45 miles per hour, like what we mentioned. Timing is late Friday night into early Saturday morning. And then as you see for Saturday, it should be out of our area. So pretty much like Evansville, further to the east, Jasper, Owensboro, they're in the bullseye that day. This is what Paducah also posted regarding that graphic. I'm going to go ahead and read this here to you. Details are coming together regarding the potential for severe storms impacting the region late Friday night through Saturday. There looks to be two potential rounds of storms. The first round will impact southeast Missouri, southern Illinois, far western Kentucky late Friday into early Saturday morning. At this time, a severe thunderstorm potential will exist with a line of storms that will move from west to east, with the main threats being damaging gusts and tornadoes. And then the second round will be for Saturday, and that in that picture I just showed you in that slide. Um, I would like to say this regarding squall lines here, and just what I just read to you about how we're going to have this line coming in from the west to the east. One thing I always say is you're going to get the strong damaging winds. You're going to get the wind, the rain, you get thunder and lightning, but also do not count out the possibility that as this line is moving from west to east, do not count out the possibility that we could have a brief twister spin up. And what that does is if you have the winds from the storms that's impacting you and then a brief twister were to spin up, that increases the damage, that enhances the damage. And so we have seen it happen here. We've seen microburst happen. We've seen lines happen here. So something to keep in mind here for Friday as we'll have this line coming in. Nolan saying, hello, Redbeard for life. Hi, Nolan. Good to hear from you. And I got the cowboy handlebar stash going. So, anyone have any questions for me? I'll hang around here for a couple more minutes and I'm going to jet on out, but I'll probably do another live stream Thursday. And that's of course permitting on what's going on, but Thursday, at least before the event, I would like to do another preview of this because this is, again, if you think about it, winter, we were talking about the snow that happened in January and February. And I think we kind of took it for granted because we didn't see during the cold, snowy winter months of severe weather. Not that I can recall anyway. But in this situation here with March being, as I mentioned earlier, the gateway month for severe weather, we're kind of seeing March starting to roar like a lion here. It's like how Harrisburg is the gateway to the Shawnee National Forest. Well, March is like the gateway to severe weather. Oh my gosh. I got to read this. No one said it's gorgeous and I love the background. Let's hang out sometime. Absolutely. Absolutely, Redbeard. We'll have to hang out. We'll have to play pickleball again. I did play some pickleball after work today. I played for a little bit. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And regarding Friday, I am still working at the kinks a little bit of my setup here. I made some improvements in the lighting. As you could tell, I've got a new mixer. I've got new monitors. I've got a new camera, by the way, that I think the resolution is pretty doggone good. I'm still working out some things regarding the display setup. But once I get that ironed out, I should be good. So Friday night, I should be here after work at least. And we'll follow the storms together. We'll track them. I'll try to figure out a way to get that implemented here. But I do want to say, though, guys, again, be weather aware. Be ready. If you do not have a severe weather preparedness plan, there's all kinds of materials you can go to, weather.gov, and also Storm Prediction Center. There's all kinds of things out there. But I do want to say, again, keep in mind, have multiple ways to receive warnings. And I think the thing just went out. Okay, my mistake there. For some reason, we just lost the camera right there. So I apologize for that. Something must have happened, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, regardless here, though, Friday night, Saturday night again, but Friday night is the big night here, as you can tell by the photos. So have multiple ways to receive warnings, have multiple ways to receive information. And I'm just going to display these slides here one more time for those of you that may have just hopped on about tornadoes and road safety. I'm still baffled as to why my camera went down on me. It's the weirdest thing. I'll get that fixed. It's going good there for quite a while. But tornadoes and road safety, also debunking the siren myths as well regarding the outdoor sirens. So I know they do the testing regularly, and I like how they do that. and it's necessary. You want to make sure all the sirens work. And given this time of year, how severe weather can ramp up here, I'll tell you what, definitely necessary. Absolutely necessary. Um, and then finally, also know which office serves you. I've got friends that live outside of Wayne County, um, and like Clay County, for example, serviced by Lincoln, Salem, St. Louis, us here, Paducah. So again, know which NWS office serves you. And we're kind of like a little bit kind of like where we have like a mix here of St. Louis over to the west and then Lincoln to the north and then to the east is Louisville. But of course, Paducah is the office that serves us. But as I mentioned earlier, it's always good to get information from the other offices regarding that. So, thank you, Nolan. Appreciate the compliment. Thank you. But anyway, guys, I'm sorry that the camera went down. I don't know why it did, and it's still down. So I'm going to have to check and see if maybe there's like a wire loose or something. But oops, didn't mean to do that. But anyway, guys, thanks very much for tuning into this live stream. And I hope that this information you find will be helpful for you. And so if you have any questions, reach out to me. Otherwise, I'll try to do another update Thursday. Again, that's permitting, where we have some more information. I think we'll see some more details about it. There's still some things I think that Storm Prediction Center, the National Weather Service are trying to hammer out. But I will wrap it up with this. To be having a 30% chance of severe weather for Friday and it's Tuesday, that's a rarity at this time of year. And so, and in case you're wondering, and I'm sorry I don't have it up here, but I'll try to get it up here for the next preview I do. But yesterday we were not in the 30%, but now we are. And so that is something, again, to keep an eye on here. So St. Louis is in the 30%, Memphis, Little Rock, Paducah, Jackson, Tennessee, us, Carbondale, Effingham, Mount Vernon. So we're in that 30%. We'll make it through this. We will make it through this here. But again, though, just be weather aware here, guys. So, okay. Well, anyway, guys, have a wonderful rest of your night. Sorry about the camera for some reason. I'll try to get that solved here. I guess it just didn't like me for some reason. So, but in the meantime, it's always good chatting weather. It's always good to see you guys, to hang out with you guys on this Tuesday, March 11th. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your night. Be weather aware. Keep an eye on the details. Keep an eye on the skies. And I'll try to do a live stream for you guys on Thursday. Until then, so long.